Nike check, t-shirt check, sneakers check, socks check, hoodie check, shorts check, Nike check. I done made about $1 million and I'm only 19. Icy water dripping on a white tee. And shorty got a man, but she saying wife me. I got chats coming in like a pair of Nikes. If I like it, then you know I'm finna get it. Get the bag and then I flip it, watch me do it. All them all on my wrist going stupid. Tryna put them on, but they never do it. Going up sky high while I'm rocking Air Force. And she just wanna ride, shorty bad and gorgeous. She was rocking stripes, said it's alright. Then I cut her off, shorty stepped on my off-whites. Okay, now wait. Gotta get the bag and racks every day. Don't tell me to relax, I can't, I'ma say. Got a new Prestos and a J's in a way. Got a new Chris Watch, but it don't take time. I pull up on a hop if it's talking too hot. And you wanna play ball, hit a 3-point shot. Or this my court, got a block on lock. I done made about $1 million and I'm only 19. Icy water dripping on a white tee. And shorty got a man, but she saying wife me. I got chats coming in like a pair of Nikes. If I like it, then you know I'm finna get it. Hit the bag and then I flip it, watch me do it. All them all on my wrist going stupid. Tryna put them on, but they never do it. They like, hold up, wait a minute, like don't make sense, don't really get it. I'm steady getting to the chicken, that tasty finger licking chicken. I mean, I'm getting to the good guap. Keep a rack in my socks. Diamonds cost me a lot. Nike check up all of my stocks. Hey yo, Nike check.
I buy like 23. Won't fall again and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drill. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here. Yeah, this the winning team. 6 rings with a pinky ring. Everybody used to pick at me, now I'm the one that they picking. Snakes out, they hit scene, but I can't hear it when the crowd screams. Still balling like an offspring. This for all the ones that doubted me. Gotta lose once to be a true winner. Only want the hunters with the blues in it. Eating blood across it where the blood thinner. Juice stay turned like, you know. I've been through that water like Olympic swimmers. Only bread and butter, what we ate for dinner. So I had to dream it till the dream is bigger. Only want the gold, we don't need the silver. Gotta be number.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are at Bill Stadium in upstate New York. The folks in Buffalo love their Bills, and a moment ago they entered to the delight of this sold-out crowd. They're set for football as their Bills will do battle with Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway in upstate New York. And this carries into the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Number 26.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
The tackle by
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Trying to find some space to turn upfield, but this defense having none of it. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
It's now 3rd down.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen, eluding the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Max Crosby in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to fourth down. On fourth down, on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. That's pulled in at the 32. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On the ground, this is Jalen Richard. Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football, because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. The open man here, Renfro. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he's taken down inside the 30. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He'll find his running back here, Richard. That catch good for only a couple.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Carr, incomplete. Tre'Davious White, the LSU man, there to knock it away that time.
And that's a nice job there, because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
On 2nd and 15 now. Allen. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Devin Singletary. It's a gain of 6.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
44-yard line.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. He's going to wind up and air it out. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their third possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And this is incomplete. He was looking for Devin Singletary there. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. It's Damon Arnett picking it off. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown.
Daniel Carlson on for the point.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have a coach who told us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They're probably lucky to only be down 7-0 as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. Second and 11.
Damon Arnett. It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 17-yard line.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Raiders 7, Bills nothing.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. And Diggs has it. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a 1st down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. Escaping the pressure right. It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play here for Buffalo. And even 50 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
6-yard line.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen scoring on the keeper from 6 yards out. And the Bills are an extra point away from tying the football game. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Finding Knox there, complete. And he finally goes out of bounds, so he couldn't take it the distance, but all the way inside the 15. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decided.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
We'll be singing in the shower postgame. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points.
14. Raiders 7.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taken about 7 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Play action. Now it's Carr. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. On play action. Now Carr. Aguilar has it. And he's got room. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 30 yards there. And, of course, the first down as well.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air. Nice chunk of yardage there. And then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
The intended receiver that time was Josh Jacobs. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again. Carr. Man open. That's Henry Ruggs. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Henry Ruggs, 47 yards. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14.
That ties the game at 14.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And Roberts choosing not to bring this one out.
At their own 25-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Jonathan Abram picks it, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
We constantly talk about defenders having great vision and being able to see plays unfold and make their own plays, but you also have to have good feel as well because you can't see everything out there. See the play unfold, feel what's going on, and then get to the right spot and make your own play. And in this case, it turned out to be a highlight one.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Buying time to his left. And this one is incomplete. Well, CD, taking a step back, we're 2 weeks into the season, and you already kind of get the sense that teams are beginning to separate themselves. If you look at the 2-0 teams, and remember, 62% of 2-0 teams ultimately make the playoffs. But Baltimore, Kansas City, Green Bay, Seattle, just to name a few, they look really good.
They certainly do, and in a lot of ways, those are the teams that we expected to be 2-0 at this part of the season. I mean, it's no major surprise. But how about Arizona being 2-0 as well? People talked about them getting better in the offseason. I don't know how many of us thought they'd beat San Francisco in the opener. They did. Then they jumped on Washington.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. End zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
On for the point after.
Oh, this is becoming tough to watch. I don't know that I've seen 3 pick sixes from the same quarterback in the same game.
And I know that many are going to scream at the coach about why did you let him stay out there to throw those. But truthfully, what are the odds that you're going to throw 3 pick sixes in a game? You want to leave them out there so they can work through some of the rough stuff.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Allen. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Jonathan Abram picks it. And he is all the way up past the 25. And I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
Brought down by
A.J. Klein on the tackle there.
A gain of 2.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
3rd down. And 8 yards to go.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. To throw his car. He's airing it out for Williams. And he fires one that's intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick. And his guys have got it back back at the closing stages of the first half.
10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff...
And my goodness, another interception. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The final shot here before half for Carr. Got an open man. It's Ruggs. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And this carries into the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff...
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Off the edge, Jerry Hughes gets the sack.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. On play action, it's Carr. He'll look downfield for Waller. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means he'll need to come up with something here on third down. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory.
Complete to Henry.
On third down, that is a big-time play for the Raiders. 72 yards.
First down.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9. 9-yard line, 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and...
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Carlson on for the PAT.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we got to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
14. Daniel Carlson to kick off for the Raiders.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And Roberts choosing not to bring this one out.
At their own 25-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right?
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career. But when you talk about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks.
8 yards on the
more muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. Once again, it's Jacobs. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Carr going to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's A.J. Klein, the linebacker, and the return goes up to his own 17-yard line.
Well, let's go back to the start of the season talk, Charles. We talked about some 2-0 and 0-2 teams. You mentioned Arizona, maybe a good surprise. Houston, a bad surprise. Any other teams a surprise at this point to you?
Well, I think that I would look at the Los Angeles Rams right out of the gate. At home against Dallas, opening their new stadium. Many thought Dallas would go out west and beat them. That didn't happen. And then how about the Rams going on the road this week and beating Philadelphia, and decisively? This looks like a Rams team that finished 9-7 last year. It has designs on challenging for the division title. And one other team I would throw in there is a little bit of a surprise. Just by how it's gone down, how about Atlanta? I know it's tough against Seattle, tough against Dallas. Seattle was at home, but they got jumped on by Seattle. And in the Dallas game, they just gave away. That's a team that should be at worst 1-1 right now. Now looking at 0-2 and have a lot of questions.
Allen again here on 2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Cole Beasley, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
And that's caught by Beasley. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. And again, it's Allen.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. And my goodness, another interception. It's Eric Harris who picks it. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
Well, Charles, glancing back to week 2 of the NFL, certainly there were a lot of great games. Unfortunately, though, it was a tough day for injuries across the league. And the team probably hit the hardest, the 49ers, losing Nick Bosa and Solomon Thomas for the season. They also had Jimmy Garoppolo, Raheem Mostert also leaving that game, but they were certainly not the only team affected.
And remember, they were already missing George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, right? Those guys didn't even play in that ball game. So this is a team. Oh, Richard Sherman, of course, is on IR. They've really struggled in the early going. How about the Giants losing the face of their team? And Saquon Barkley looks like an ACL gone for the season. And Cortland Sutton also done for the season with an ACL with the Denver Broncos. Tough sledding right now. Remember, Drew Lock, the quarterback, also hurt his shoulder in the last ball game.
And then this is caught inside the 15. And down to the 11. A big play that time for the Raiders. 43 yards.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
From the gun, it's Carr. And he finds Waller in the end end zone for a Raider touchdown.
Number 83, Darren Waller.
Darren Waller there to make the grab. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Makes the score Raiders 42, Bills 14. Daniel Carlson to kick off for Las Vegas.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Bills take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field. And now here is another interception. It's David Arnett picking it off. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
By the Raiders. They'll take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Edmonds on the tackle.
A snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Back now in Buffalo. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. From the 31, Carr trying to lay one up deep. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Second and 10 at the 21.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Allen. And my goodness, another interception. Jonathan Abram picks it. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown.
Daniel Carlson.
Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2.
Jonathan Hankins.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
He was trying to turn the corner, but he will go nowhere. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A very solid gain of 27.
39 yards.
So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Allen. And now here is another interception. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
On first down, it's Jacobs. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
On the tackle.
Brandon, I've got some smiles.